Welcome to the Learning Trajectories Project. On this video, we will be discussing the second of 4 school improvement projects. My name is Belinda Gulius, and I will be guiding you through the Cedar Chapel program and data. This project was implemented as a Tier 1 intervention for all Cedar Chapel students to directly improve mastery of foundational mathematics skills. Please feel free to contact us with any questions. Our curriculum resource teacher, Mrs. Bess Cropper, conducted internal research that incorporated an entire year of exploration into available mathematics programs. We found that there was no one program that supported the basic foundational mathematics that our students needed to prepare them for more complex areas such as algebra. However, the Learning Trajectories approach by Clements and Sarama included the 4 essential elements that we felt would support a deep understanding of foundational mathematics skills. These include numerals, comparing and ordering numbers, recognizing numbers in subitizing, and counting. We then modified many of the elements to meet the needs of students with limited or no verbal language. Here is a sample of the numerals portion of the Learning Trajectories assessment. Students are presented with the cards on the right and asked to match the dot cards to the numeral cards in the work area on the left. For comparing and ordering numbers, students are asked to select which set of stars on the right has more and place the correct card on the left. On the left, you will see how students are presented with testing materials. For this assessment item, students view the work area with the 10 frame for just a few seconds in order to evaluate if a student can immediately identify the number of dots without counting or touching each item. On the right is an example of how the student can tell what he or she knows by pointing, touching, or eye-gazing to the correct answer. Teachers can also use concrete manipulatives to support student interactions with the math concepts by placing objects on the dots. On the left, the assessment examiner places 3 blocks on the line and asks the student to count the blocks to tell how many. On the right, the student is able to tell how many blocks there are by selecting the correct number. This data shows how students have performed on the Learning Trajectories assessment. On the bottom line are the results of the baseline taken in October. The middle line indicates the increase in student performance that occurred at the end of December, and the top line designates the final assessment administered at the end of March. The implications for the classroom are simple. Continuing to work with students in these 4 essential areas will increase their depth of knowledge in basic foundational skills and prepare students for modified grade level content. This data shows the growth that students are achieving since October. In March, we added the final data in the light blue. Although all areas have increased performance, we are most interested in the initial 19 to 22 point growth across all assessed elements. This indicates that students were being provided consistent, guided mathematics instruction across all areas. The final data indicates that instruction was adjusted in order to meet the individual needs of student progress. For example, if a student was doing well in the area of numerals, the teacher may have adjusted instruction to spend additional time in subitizing in order to focus lessons in the area of need. This data shows how students have performed on the mathematics quarterly progress, which includes daily and weekly grades that are compiled at the closing of each quarter. On the bottom line are the results of the first quarter taken in November. The middle line indicates the increase in student performance that occurred at the end of the second quarter in January. The top line shows the most recent data taken at the end of the third quarter in March, revealing a 23-point increase. How do we work on numbers 1 through 10? We work on numerals by teaching students the symbol for each number as we would teach a vocabulary word in reading. When we compare and order numbers, we ask students to find the larger or smaller amount, as well as the larger or smaller numeral, which represents an amount. As we work on recognizing numbers and subitizing, we ask students to look at patterns of numbers and recognize the amount without counting, as we would with dice or 10 frames. This skill helps to visualize numbers. And counting consists of organizing objects in order to accurately calculate the number in the most efficient way. When we see that students are mastering the numbers 1 through 10 for the 4 essential areas in the learning trajectories, the next steps include county-wide programs that will provide students with additional learning based on their individual needs. Along with the Cedar Chapel internal data from teacher-created activities in Visual, we are also able to collect performance data through iReady and Dreambox. This gives teachers another valuable tool in order to better meet the individual needs of students based on real-time data so that individualized instruction can be created. We have shared a lot of information in this presentation. If you have questions or would like to discuss your child's progress, please feel free to contact Cedar Chapel. We will be happy to answer any of your questions. You can also find additional information videos on our YouTube channel.